Introducing the world's first ever online rating system to identify toxicity in gaming. Presented to you by Melanin Gamers, because I mean, who else seems to be endlessly offended by words except for people who look like me? Oh my goodness, we're going to talk about this new rating system and why this is a bad idea. Let me just give you a quick snippet of their launch trailer so you guys can get an understanding of what it is we're talking about.
Your mother's a fucking whore. The only reason you're born is somebody fucking...
You're a dirty little pack, you shut your mouth, you bottom of the table, you're level 16.
Yeah, call me stupid.
Okay, so, as you see here, they have a compilation of various multiplayer games where people are on their headset saying mean things, okay? And so they have a compilation basically saying that we have compiled a rating for all of these online communities so you know which communities are the most toxic. This is not to be confused with the standard game ratings that we already have, like T for Teen, D for Everyone. No, this is specifically about the online gaming communities for each particular game. So let's switch over to their website, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about what they're about. Okay? Making gaming safer for all gamers. The toxicity rating was created to inform gamers and parents of what kind of content they can expect to encounter while playing online and call attention to the fact that the gaming community desperately needs change to be an inclusive, safe space for all who play. I get triggered every time I hear this word because this is cult lingo. That's what that is. Anytime someone invites you into a safe space, you better run the other way. Go and don't look back. So let me say right off the bat, I'm not buying any of this. I do not believe this is a tool created specifically to inform gamers and parents about the toxicity in online gaming. Because first of all, if you're a gamer, it's implied that if there's multiplayer, you're probably going to hear people say things on the mic that either hurt your feelings or that you don't agree with. In general, if you go into any space with other people, you're probably going to hear things that you don't like. That's called life. And furthermore, if you're a parent who bought your child a copy of GTA or Saints Row, you're either I'm assuming a parent who's already hands off with raising your kid, or maybe you've educated your kid and they understand that this is a video game and they're mature enough to play these games. I mean, I'm not going to criticize you for allowing your kid to play certain games, because when I was younger, I also played very violent games, and I think I came out all right. Maybe I have a few quirks about me, but I think I came out all right for the most part. But all that to say, this has nothing to do about informing people about the toxicity in online gaming, because it is implied if you live in the real world, you're probably going to hear things that you don't like, whether it's in gaming or on the street. That's life. I think that for the most part, people, when they create things like this, I do think there is a genuine desire to do good in the world. There is a genuine desire to uplift people and to make the world a better place. I'm not going to say that everyone who creates something relating to DEI is insidious. No, not at all. But the people who are funding this, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, so let's take a look at their rating system. Okay, so here we have the world's first rating system monitoring racism, gender discrimination, and the overall toxicity in online gaming communities. And here we have various games. Call of Duty, apparently there is 75% racism. Fortnite apparently has 85% direct violent threats. Minecraft apparently has 64% sexual conduct. I've never played Minecraft. I didn't know that blocks could be so crude, but apparently they can. And so as you can see here, each of these games has a rating to inform people on the toxicity level. So racism, what's your standard for that? Depending on who I ask, I might get a different answer. You know, some people think it's racist not to support Black Lives Matter. What about gender discrimination? You know, if I believe there are only two genders, does that mean I'm discriminating against people who identify as the opposite gender? Or what about crude humor? Yeah, I mean, humor is subjective. Some people are just unfunny. So who gets to decide what is classified as crude or discrimination or racism? Who is the authority on this? Aside from the arbitrary, subjective classifications of what would be considered toxic or racist, let's look at the bigger problem for this rating system. If we go here to survey, we can help rate various games. So all of their ratings here, this is how they get their ratings. So let's go to the survey. And let's select a game. Let's say Animal Crossing. I've never played it, but that's okay. I'm helping. I'm doing a thing. Sexuality. Is there any sexuality in Animal Crossing? Yes. Lots of sexuality. Bad. Okay. Is there controlled substance content? Absolutely. Everyone's doing lines in Animal Crossing. Yeah. Crude humor. Yes. Extreme crude humor. Yes. Unfunny. Racism. Oh, absolutely. Oh, where did you experience the racism? Audio. Please describe the type of racist content you observed. Trump 2024. That's racist. That is so racist to say. Okay, violence. Please indicate if the interactive user-generated aspects of this game included descriptions or references of violence in any form. Yes, absolutely. Did you experience violence and racism used together? Oh, it's a combo. Absolutely. Yes, I did. Please describe the type of violent content you observed. Words. Gender discrimination. Please indicate if the interactive user-generated aspects of this game include sexism, misogyny, and homophobia. Yeah. What do you mean by homophobia? This is a buzzword, by the way. What do you mean? Because oftentimes when people say homophobia, they're describing something, but it's not in the way that they're actually using the word. I'm not afraid of gay people, but per my belief in God, I believe there is an intended design for human sexuality. That doesn't mean that I hate gay people. No, I love them. I have friends. I have gay friends. Oh, that's homophobic of me to say. I forgot these weird made up standards. Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Again, this is a safe space. So in an effort to be safe space, they're going to be aggressive towards people who don't fall in line with what they're specifying as discrimination. Okay, remember that. So where do you experience gender discrimination? Oh, audio. Yes. Do you observe gender discrimination and racism used together? Yes. I am a non-binary, trans, disabled woman of color. Did you observe gender discrimination and violence used together? Yes, absolutely. Please describe your gender-based discrimination. Butt cheek lettuce. What is your gender identity? I am a cactus. What is your age? Prefer not to say. What is your country? I'm from China. And here we go. Submitted. Oh, I can rate more games. Fabulous. So what have we learned, my friends? These ratings are based on anonymous tips from people who may or may have not played the specific game that they are rating. And not only that, what does this show you about people's varying levels of sensitivity? Is that depending on who you ask, what one would classify as toxic is totally fine for someone else. So where are you getting the standard for toxicity? Who gets to decide what is and isn't toxic? What is the objective standard? I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about what words you are personally hurt by. Give me the objective standard. Now, let me summarize why I think there is a bigger picture for things like this. This isn't about informing gamers. It's not about informing parents. This has nothing to do with that. This is to push for censorship. This is to hinder our free speech. That's all it is. And they're parading it around as making it more inclusive. It's crap. Again, these people are claiming that this rating system is to make the gaming community more inclusive, as if the gaming community isn't inclusive to begin with. So what they're actually after is identifying what is classified as toxicity. So what are you going to do with that information? Once you have your justification and all of your research and data that says, oh yeah, Animal Crossing is so racist and misogynistic, what are you going to do with that information? Most gamers that I know are perfectly fine getting on the microphone and having banter back and forth with random strangers online. They're not complaining about mean words because they're interested in actually playing the game. So what are you going to do with this data? I'll tell you what you're going to do with this data. You're going to use this data to then present it to someone who has the authority and power to do something. If we look at this from a political standpoint, if I wanted to push for censorship and I had the power to do so, I would have to first provide a reason for that. And if I can make the argument that words equal violence or certain words are classified as hate speech, then I can just use that data to say, hey, this is a big problem. Look at everything that these people are saying. And going back to what I said about having an objective, unchanging standard of what we would classify as toxicity or racism or bigotry, if you don't have that, then essentially anything can be toxic. Anything can be racist. Anything can be classified as discrimination and hate speech. Who gets to decide the standards for what is classified as toxicity? This is really important for you guys to ask. Remember, politics is downstream from culture. So before people vote on a specific bill, there has to be a demand for that bill. And if we're just saying, oh yeah, mean words or violence and these things aren't creating an inclusive environment for me because I'm incapable of hitting the mute button, if that's what we're saying, we are essentially handing over our freedom of speech on a silver platter to people who don't actually care about us. The way that you disarm these people is by taking away their ammo. And their ammo is your sensitivity. Build emotional resilience. Learn to hear words that you don't like and turn the other cheek. It might hurt your feelings. Oh yeah, absolutely. I get called nasty things all the time. And it's usually from people who claim to be creating safe spaces like this. Here's the other thing that I have to show you guys, because I thought this was equally as hilarious. If we go to their Twitter account, ever since they released that trailer, they have been getting bombarded because you created a rating system. And of course, gamers are notoriously trollish and they're gonna do what they do. So let's look at some of these things, okay? If they find it to be problematic, tear them in half with your chain sword and turn their body into mulch with your bolt gun. Will I be able to report the level of toxicity in Pokemon? I don't like how catching monsters with Pokeballs is forcing them to fight is reminding me of the old days of slavery. There should be a consulting group that just stands outside any studio that hires people like this and pelts the employees with tomatoes. Who would have thought that melanin gamers were Nazis of the modern era? And it just goes on and on and on and on. And this is the unfortunate thing about melanin gamers or any of these self-proclaimed safe spaces that are trying to create a safe environment for people. What I'm about to say, I mean no disrespect, okay? I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad. I'm not trying to, put anyone down. This is just the harsh reality, okay? I'm quoting Yuri Bezmenov here, the ex-KGB agent. He says that there is such a thing as useful idiots. I don't deny that there are some people in the gaming space or wherever who genuinely want to do good. They want to change the world. They want to just do good things. And I can respect that. But you have to have wisdom. You have to be able to use discernment and know when someone is manipulating you. And this is one of those instances. You want to make the gaming community into a safe space. There are other people who want to exploit your empathy to create more censorship, okay? And like I said, if you don't have an objective, unchanging standard of what is classified as hate speech or toxicity, then that means those standards can always change. You are being manipulated by people who are playing a different game than you are. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to share this video with someone that you think would benefit from watching it. And if you are someone who is a part of one of these DEI diversity things, I would love to speak with you. Like I said, I don't want to make you feel bad by implying that you're a useful idiot. I want to empower you. I want to inform you, to warn you about where this is eventually going to lead. But yeah, my friends, that's going to be it for today. I will talk to you next time. Bye.